announcement?
That's right.
Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee, taking off on runway 6, staying in a pattern, Burlington.
Very good.
Buddy on the right and the left.
Burlington traffic, Archer 6 November Sierra, 7 miles southwest and down on the GPS 6, practice approach, full stop, Burlington.
So this time the right rudder I'm going to try to focus on.
That's right. It's just a steady pressure. It's not
Steady
like
pressure.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like we have to tap it or push it too hard. Just enough to hold it.
Almost aligned, but not quite. But good enough. That's 6. Alright.
Alright, gauges are green and airspeed is moving. Let's climb a little bit more shallow. We're climbing a little steep there. Remember, pitch for airspeed. There you go.
Traffic 3280 is 6 miles to the southeast. Will be crossing the field for left down 106 Burlington, full stop. Alright, 1000. Alright, 1100, making our crosswind. Before. There's the traffic. Cessna 04 Yankee. Left crosswind. Staying in the pattern. Runway 6. There's the traffic. Alright. So we're climbing to 1600.
Burlington traffic, Archer 6 November Sierra, 3 mile final, GPS 6, Burlington.
Going on a 3-mile final for 6.
So it's about time to Burlington traffic. Cessna 04 Yankee. Left downwind. Runway 6. Burlington traffic.
Let's make sure we level off at pattern altitude.
Alright, getting too much altitude.
Pitch, power, and trim.
Alright, pitch, power, and trim. Alright.
Burlington traffic, Archer 6 November Sierra, 2 mile final, runway 6, Burlington.
Alright. Alright, back to 1600. RPM, I should have more RPM.
A little bit. 2100 is what I normally use.
2100, okay. The pitch down. And we are getting close to the 1000 mark.
That's right.
So, and that 1000 mark is like where we put it to 1500, like now, right?
Yep, so there we go.
Alright, now we keep it, we put the first flap on.
That's right.
And we keep the nose down.
That's right.
Because it's naturally.
Yeah, and let's give it 2 strokes of nose-up trim. This is going to help us on this final approach to take some pressure off the controls.
Did you do it?
Yep, I just
Okay.
did. Yep. I want you to see how this feels. In a Cessna, it helps us lighten up the controls during the flare some.
Alright.
Alright, you see our traffic off our left wing there that was on final?
Nope.
Alright, they're just passing beyond us now.
Oh yeah, I see them. Yeah. But we're almost at the 45 degrees now. So we're going to do. Alright. Burlington traffic. Cessna 04 Yankee. Left base. Runway 6. Burlington traffic.
That's good. So remember, every now and then glance at that airspeed. Let's not let it go any lower than 65.
Right. I'm gonna back with him. Alright, 75 is good.
Yeah, where you got it right there at 70 is perfect.
Alright. We'll do a second left flap.
That's right. Remember, as you put the flaps down, the nose wants to come up.
Yes.
You see what happens to the airspeed? So we got to hold that down.
Traffic cap 3208, 2 miles to the east, still crossing midfield to left downwind 06. Traffic on base in sight.
Alright.
We got you. Mike's speeding back.
Yeah. Alright. Airspeed is good. I should make a base, I mean a final.
That's right.
Burlington traffic. Cessna 04 Yankee. Left, final. Runway 6. Burlington traffic.
So that's just final. It's not left final.
That's right.
It's just final.
Alright. Airspeed a little too much, so...
Okay, so reduce power. You got one more notch of flaps and let the nose go down.
Alright. I think we're very high here.
We are, so you can stand to reduce all power if you need to. We can glide it all the way to the runway. Yep.
Are the lights working today?
They're not. We don't need those. We got eyeballs.
Alright, 75.
Alright, as we come back into the glide path, we'll start increasing the power again back to that 1500. That should hold us about 65 all the way down. Yep, looking good. Just line yourself with the center line. We're a little slow, so lower that nose some. Keep that power in there. There you go. Cool. Alright, let's reduce power to idle. Hold the airplane level above the runway. Alright, we're on the ground. That was your landing.
Okay.
Alright, and we'll bring her to a stop. We can turn off left at Charlie.
Charlie?
Ahead.
Okay.
Yep. Alright, so once we get off the runway and you finish your checklist, we'll debrief that first lap.
Yes, I have some questions.
3208, left downwind 06, Burlington, full stop.
Ah, Simon? Ouais, ça va. C'est pas moi. Forget. It's only the feet.
And Burlington traffic radio check.
I have to make the announcement as we cross the line that we're clear.
That's right.
Or
Aircraft on radio check, say again.
it's a runway, Charlie?
Just getting a radio check. Thanks a lot.
Is it called runway, Charlie?
Yeah, you can just say you're clear of the runway at Charlie.
Clear the runway, Charlie. Okay. Here we go. We passed the line. Yes, we are.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to put it to idle or leave it as is.
1,000 RPM works.
1,000. Okay, I see the number. Okay. So this is the other page.
Yes,
Flaps should be up. I need to talk about the flaps because I'm still don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Lean for taxi. And the trim should be back to normal.
And Burlington traffic cap 3208.
Lights should be off. Road lights should be off. And we are good to go.
Yeah.
To make an announcement maybe? Or
Yeah, we can go ahead and you can say that you're taxiing to runway 6.
okay. Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee. Taxiing runway 6. Burlington.
And Burlington traffic cap 3208. Final 06, Burlington, full stop.
There you go. Put your hand on.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. So with that traffic pattern, number one, we climbed out too steep.
Right.
I'm going to do the next takeoff. I'm going to show you the way that I'd like you to climb this airplane. Number two, downwind and everything was good. It was a little far. It was a little far out. If we would have lost an engine, I don't know if we could have glided back to the runway.
Half a mile is max.
Half a mile is what we want to try to shoot for. The base was really good. The final approach was really good. I know you felt a little high, but we were really close. We were right where I like to be.
Alani Aviation, taxiing the run-up area for runway 6, Burlington.
And then the touchdown, when we started to flare above the runway, we just flared a little bit too low.
Yes.
And that's why when you raise the nose, we went ahead and hit the runway.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we just flare a little bit higher, but not too high. You got to keep that nose all the way down to the runway until you get to about where he is right there.
Right.
And you just got to level it off just like he's leveling, and it'll sit down just like that.
Yes. Yeah, we touched immediately. There was almost no time for flaring.
Exactly.
Yeah, I felt that.
Cool. Yeah, your airspeed was good. You did a good job trying to hold it, so we increase power sometimes. We use the nose, so...
I'm familiar now with the speed. I really understood the speed thing by looking at the videos again.
Yeah, very
I'm just struggling with the flap. The first, of course, easy, but the second, I just feel like I'm doing all the way full.
And Burlington
Yeah, you just kind of put it down right about there, just below that little notch.
Just below the notch.
Yeah,
okay.
as long as it's somewhere close and then falls all the way down. So.
Right. Can you show me the first one?
Yep, first is right there, to the notch.
Oh, okay, I
Notch.
see.
The second one goes down a little bit lower.
But the indentation is for the first one.
That's right.
FFA22 will hold short for you to come along taxiway. Alright, sounds good. Thanks a lot.
But you do the entire takeoff, right? So for me to look at...
Yeah, I want you to see the nose, how high I raise the nose during the takeoff.
Yeah.
Just because last time we were climbing up pretty steep, we were hovering around 65 on the climb up, and I want you to climb a little bit later.
For fuel when you get a chance, please. Sure, thanks.
Alright. So 1,000, here we go. We're going to do the takeoff procedures. Here we go. Alright. So takeoff flap should be up. Here we go. The trams adjust. The mixture all the way rich. Probe light on. And the brakes should be released.
Okay. You'll make the radio call.
Okay. Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee, taking off on runway 6, staying in the pattern, Burlington.
All right, I'm on taxis out here. I've got the flight controls. All right, so your takeoff in terms of holding it on the center line and everything was great. I mean, it was perfect. We stayed right on the center line, so I was really happy with that. It was just, once we took off, we just kind of pitched up a little too steep.
Right.
I'm going to show you how I prefer to climb in this airplane.
Okay.
It helps us climb actually a little bit faster, as well as it cools the engine down a little bit better. It doesn't work it as hard.
And I'll just touch this just to feel the...
Yeah, sure. So we're on runway 6. We've got 6 here. Almost. Good time to correct that always.
Yes.
All right, going full power. All right, engine gauges are green and the airspeed's coming along.
Right.
Okay. I'm using that right rudder, looking for 55 knots. All right, so I want you to see my pitch attitude here. So there's 55, I'm gonna let the airplane start to fly. You see that right there? Just about a half of that dot. I see. And check out our airspeed. So we're doing about 75, we're creeping up into 80. Right. Look at the climb rate though.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it cools the engine down a lot better. It's more comfy for your passenger too, because they don't feel like they're like this.
Right.
So what we were doing last time was we were kind of up here, and that's a little steep for Simon back there, you know what I mean? Yeah, so we'll try to hold that nose just about right there.
Okay.
And just kind of let the airplane accelerate to about that 75 to 80 mark.
80 mark.
Yeah, and you can see it gives you a little bit better forward speed, but it also gives you a pretty good climb rate once you get there.
We're painless, yeah.
Cool. All right, you've got the flight controls. We're about to turn on the left crosswind.
All right, I got the flight control. Right rudder, yeah. 1100. Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee. Left, crosswind. Staying the pattern, runway 6, Burlington. So I'm looking for 33, because I can't see. 33 should be, yeah, perfect. Alright, so I'm going up still. Up to 600.
Yeah, let's start that turn now. Let's turn in a little earlier.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, I forgot about this. Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee. Left downwind. Runway 6, Burlington traffic.
Alright,
I can put the
pitch power trim.
Alright, pitch power trim. Alright, pitch power trim. I don't have time to trim, but you mentioned a couple of...
Yep, 2100.
That's right, 2100.
Yep.
1500 is for later. Alright, I gotta make sure. Looks like we're fast.
We're about normal speed.
We're good? Okay.
It's just because you're a little bit closer. Alright, so our altitude's kind of trickled down here some. I've noticed you've had the nose kind of holding it forward.
Yes. Alright, so now it's too late. Here we go. 1500 is my mark. And first lap, we're going down. And I have to keep the speed at 75.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
I see now, it's really a good indicator of the speed.
Yes.
Go down.
Yeah, airspeed, everything.
422 is taxiing from the run-up area to runway 6, Burlington.
That's the key to flying a really good approach, is holding the airspeed steady.
45 degrees now.
That's looking pretty good.
Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee, left base, runway 6, Burlington traffic. Oops, got a little bump here. Oh.
There you go, flaps 2, and let's start turning on the final.
Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee. Final, runway 6, Burlington traffic. The runway 6 is not necessary.
Yeah, it is.
Is
yeah,
it? Okay.
Yeah, they don't know if you're landing 6 or 24 if you don't say the runway.
I see, okay.
This is looking perfect.
75, here we go.
Yeah, we can go full flat.
Full flap, trying to keep nose down.
Yeah, and just pick an aiming point. So I like to aim right above the 6.
Above the 6, alright.
Yep, so just right that first center line stripe there, I just kind of let the nose point towards that all the way down until I'm ready to flare. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We can actually reduce some power. We're a little fast.
Yes.
Just because we're a little higher.
Right.
Yeah. There we go. Now we're starting to slow down. We're at 70.
70. 75. No, okay, 0 power.
Yep, looking for the center line. Let's start to level off. Yep, and just hold it level there. Start raising the nose slightly. Raise it up, raise it up.
Yeah, I see. I close it again. We're gonna go delta. Did I just raise it?
Yeah, just raise it up a little bit.
I guess I raised it up too and let it drop too fast.
Yeah.
That's why I kept doing it.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll make a left at delta.
Alright. Simon. I'm not sure Simon is still conscious at this point, but... Alright, well, we're at delta, so we have to pass the line first.
That's right, and then say that you're clear.
Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee, clear, runway, delta, Burlington. Cool. Right. We're doing a pre-check,
Burlington traffic, Cessna 94822 is departing runway 6, and will be departing the pattern from the downwind for 6, Burlington.
The trim is untouched, so it's good. The strobe landings are off. Yeah, they are. And then we can taxi back.
Yes, sir. All right, that was better. That was much better.
Okay.
On the landing, we kind of landed on the left side of the airplane. I don't know if you noticed it, but we were kind of riding on the left wheel, and the right wheel hadn't touched yet.
Gotcha.
If you notice and you feel the airplane's kind of unsteady like that, you can actually use the ailerons to hold the other side of the airplane down.
Okay.
That's what happens like in a crosswind situation. Sometimes you'll land and the wind will pick one of the wheels up, and so you have to put the ailerons into the wind to hold that down.
Right.
And that's why we do that.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll work on, the approach was great. I was really happy with the approach. When we noticed we were a little fast, we took the power away and we started slowing down again, which was good. When we landed, we flared, but then we kind of pushed the nose down again. I need you to just hold the nose level. Don't raise it up anymore, but don't let it go down anymore. Just hold it where it's at, and as you feel the airspeed getting slower and slower, you just slowly raise the nose.
We'll be making a lower power.
Yeah. It's a really weird balancing game because you don't want to pull it up enough to where it hops back up.
Right.
Yeah, because the airplane wants to perform really good right above the ground in what's called ground effect, which is that it's a layer basically of reduced drag that the airplane is flying in. So normally where the wings are creating these big wingtip vortices, and ground effect, that downwash off the wing, it kind of impacts the earth before it can form all that induced drag that it normally creates. And so the airplane actually can perform a lot better. It can actually take off at a lower airspeed and land at a lower airspeed than it can out just in the regular atmosphere.
Right.
It's like a bird skimming across a lake. That's how they can do that. They don't have to flap at all. They just kind of skim right across it. It's because they're riding in ground effect.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what we're flying the airplane into. You can almost think of it as a cushion. It's not really a cushion, but that's what we kind of use it for.
Crossbook.
Okay.
We'll be turning crosswind for runway 6, Wellington.
So we're just doing this again.
Yeah, we got
And
it.
this time I have to
You're going to do the takeoff this time.
take off with a nice airspeed, not
Yeah,
too much.
just a little bit less, just below that first black line works pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah, but let's try to fly it visually. So once
Yeah,
you
'cause I
raise
never
it up,
look at this, yeah.
once you raise it up, just kind of glance at it. You know, once again,
Alright.
we're just glancing at these inches.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we should look at.
And Burlington traffic, Cessna 94822 is turning left base, or correction, left downwind for runway 6 Burlington.
The flaps are up, yes. The trim is set. Picture here we go all the way rich. The strobe light has to be on. And I think that's it. The brakes are going to be released.
Okay.
The doors are good to go. And I'm going to leave this here for now.
Burlington traffic, Archer 824 Delta
On the right?
Across midfield, left downwind,
On the left.
6 Burlington.
I didn't hear the last message, but it didn't pertain to us.
Yeah, there's one crossing midfield to enter the left downwind, so we'll be looking for him as we take off.
Okay.
It's an Archer.
Okay. All right. Six. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right. Indicator is alive. The airspeed is
Yeah, there we go. That's nice.
75.
Looking good. That's nice and comfy there.
All right, now make it big.
Burlington
Maybe
traffic, Cessna
75.
94822 is departing the left downwind for runway 6 to the southwest Burlington.
Yeah, now we're close there. Oh yeah, okay. I didn't see it.
824 Delta X-ray, left downwind runway 6, and we got 94822 inside Burlington.
It definitely is an easier feel.
Yeah, it's more steady, you know?
Right.
It's more like an airliner is what I call it. It's like an airliner
Really?
takeoff.
Okay.
It's nice, straight, steady. Good constant rate of climb, good constant airspeed. It's very controlled.
1100 is time for crosswind.
Got it.
Burlington traffic. And then 040. Crosswind. Runway 6. Burlington traffic. So far. I think 33. A little bit more. Here we go. Alright, perfect. We're climbing, not too much. And then we should this time make a good downwind back down.
Yeah, that looks good.
Burlington traffic. Cessna 04 Yankee. Left downwind. Runway 6. Burlington traffic. Still at 1600, so it can go up a little bit more.
Traffic Archer 824 Delta X-ray,
Power, pitch, power trim. Yep.
21. There you go.
21, this is good.
Yeah, very good. This is perfect.
And Burlington traffic, Cessna 94822 is departing
Going
pattern to the southwest, final call, Burlington.
I can look more this time, this is good. I feel the airspeed, I shouldn't worry about it at this point. It's more the
yeah.
21 RPM
That's right. Holding that RPM
and altitude.
and altitude.
I'm losing a little bit here.
So this pitch that nose up, remember, the less power you have, the more nose up it's going to take to hold level. Just like slow flight almost.
All right, we're 1,000 marks, so I'm going to do the first power first.
That's right.
1500 and the first flap immediately, and then hold down the nose to go down. Right. Yeah, the Piper has landed. So I'm looking at the 45-degree mark to make a base. Here we go. So, Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee, left base, runway 6, Burlington. Get these, too much speed here. so I'm going to raise the nose a little bit.
There you go. You got it, man.
Here we go. 75 is good. And I'm going to do the second flap. Here we go.
Very good.
All right. Now we are 75 speed is good. And I should make a base in a few seconds, like now.
Final.
Final, sorry. Current in traffic. Cessna 04 Yankee. Making final. Runway 6. Runway 6, Burlington.
A little bit too much turn there.
Yes.
But keep your eyes outside. It'll help some.
Got turbo exciting with a third flap.
Yeah.
And 75 speed is what I'm looking at. And we're looking good. Slightly high.
Yep.
I could drop some power maybe?
That's right. Drop some power and drop the nose.
Nose, yeah.
I'd rather you be slightly high than low.
Right.
Honestly, I like these kind of approaches right here. In a single engine airplane, these are the safest kind of approaches. Because if we lost an engine, we could totally make it to the runway right now.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm going to go to...
Yep, looking down the center line. We're kind of aiming for a point on the runway there.
Right.
There we go, power to idle. Hold the nose up. Yep, a little bit too much. Hold it up again. Hold it up right there. Hold it right there. Perfect, dude. That was awesome. That was all you, man.
All right. Those planes are resilient. This is good. I can't get used to it too much.
I like that. The planes are resilient.
Charlie's too early, is it?
We can make Charlie.
All right. So no hands. I think in the last video you told me 5 times no hands.
It's
I'm still not getting
what they call a negative transfer of learning. So it's good that you steer with your hands in your car, but then you transfer it to the airplane and all of a sudden it becomes bad. So it's called a negative transfer.
I see.
Yeah. So just what I try to tell people is don't go home and try to drive your car with your feet, because then you'll slam on the brakes.
Right. Okay, so I'd make an announcement. Current traffic Cessna 04 Yankee. Clear with runway Charlie, Burlington.
Oh, taxiway Charlie.
Taxiway, okay.
Yep. We'll go ahead and clean it up here.
All right, let's do I should know this by heart, or should I always look at for those short briefings, should I just rely on my memory or just...
Just go ahead and pull out that checklist. We want to get used to using that checklist each time, because
sure.
You'll forget something if you don't.
I see, it's always good to go, even though you do it with a trim. Strobe lights should be off. All right. We go to taxi again?
We're going to taxi to runway 6.
All right. Do I need to announce that? Even though I'm clear?
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can say that you're taxiing to runway 6 via taxiway Alpha.
Charlie.
Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee. Taxiway Alpha.
Runway 6.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, departing. Ça va, Chacal?
On fait ça encore combien de fois là?
Jusqu'à demain matin? Vous pouvez filmer ou pas?
Ouais, j'ai filmé.
D'accord. Non mais là c'est pas la peine. Non. Quand on fait le taxi je coupe après. C'est juste quand on est en vol faut filmer. Et tu fais comme tu veux, tu peux laisser. Alright. So this one was good.
Burlington traffic, Bonanza 7 Papa Yankees, descending out of 2300. East of the field will be crossing over the runway for left downwind for runway 6, Burlington.
It was good until my base, something happened. I just started, it turned too much at the end of the base, right?
Yeah, to me, and this is a common thing that I see a lot. We get so distracted by the radio call that we hold the button down, and especially because the button's on this side, you're holding it down and you're kind of pulling too hard on it, and it makes it bank too much almost. Like you get distracted, like you have to make the call. Remember, the call is the last priority.
Yeah.
Flying the airplane is better. So even if you want to wait, get on final, get stabilized, and then make the radio call and say you're on final, do that.
Traffic, Bonanza 7 Papa Yankees, crossing the number 624 left downwind.
You don't have to make that radio call when you're turning. You know what I mean?
So this time for a change, I'm going to make all my radio calls after the procedure, not during. Just to see that. Just for the sake of it.
Let's do that, yeah.
All right, good deal.
Yeah, communication is last on the priority list.
Okay.
Yep. Technically, legally, we don't even have to communicate if we don't want to. But
really? Okay.
We do because it's safe.
I see. Alright, we'll change the scenery here. Well, we're ready for takeoff. So we have to look at the takeoff procedures. Here we go. Takeoff flap should be up, yes. The trim has to be for takeoff, the mixture rich. Here we go. Strobe light on. Here we go, strobe light. And
Started traffic, but has a 7 Papa Yankees left, downwind, runway 6, Burlington.
Mixture is good, yes. Alright. Shakal?
Ouais.
So, the wind should be about the same, I think, so.
Yeah, the wind, the sock's looking just about the same, so.
Alright.
Like your radio call?
Ah, yeah, sorry. Being too impatient. Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee, taking off on runway 6, staying in the pattern, Burlington. Nobody on the right.
And Burlington traffic, Bonanza 7 Papa Yankees, turning left base, runway 6, Burlington.
So he's turning left base.
Right.
We've got time in front of him, but we got to go ahead and start rolling if you want to make it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see him yet, so we've got plenty of time.
I see. I'm glad I caught that message that it was meant to us, actually, so that was good. Alright. Alright, feet off the brake. Here we go.
Alright, gauges are green and airspeed's alive.
Alright. There we go. Airspeed is 75. Flight rudder.
That's right.
75. Yeah. Getting airspeed now to 75-80, that's good.
Yep.
We're in the pattern. Alright. Well, we're getting close to 1100. It's time for the crosswind. Here we go. Alright. I can make my announcement. Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee. Left crosswind. Runway 6, Burlington. Alright, and I should make
Bonanza 7 Papa Yankees, clear runway 6, Burlington.
should make now the early maybe.
We're a little far now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, further than you've been.
Okay.
Yep, fly the airplane first. You can level off at 16 while we do this. Yeah, don't worry about the radio yet.
Right. About 16, losing a little bit of power. Alright. Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee. Left downwind. Runway 6, Burlington. A little... What? Power. Pitch power. There we go.
But just remember, with that power set low, you've got to hold the nose up to maintain altitude.
Right.
It's like slow flight.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm 1600. I'm 21. This is all good.
Yep, you're looking great. You're right where you want to be.
At 1,000 mark, so here we go at 1500 now. Time to go down and first flap. And trying to get the speed at 75.
Yeah,
Hold
it's
the nose
somewhere
down.
80 to 75.
80 to 75, okay. We're just going down now. This is good. Alright, we're getting close to the 45-degree mark, so I want to make the turn now without announcement. Alright, here we go. Okay. Alright, Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee. Left base, runway 6, Burlington. Alright, I'm too fast, so I'm gonna...
Yep, pull some power maybe. Yep, raise that nose a little bit.
All right.
There you go.
Alright. And it's time for the, yeah, I forgot the flap, yeah. Time for the final, it's a little late, but I guess it's okay.
Oh, you're looking great, actually. It's gonna be perfect.
Oh yeah, okay. It's so nice to do a final without announcement.
Yep. That was great. All right, now we're on final, so you can make your call.
Burlington traffic, Cessna 04 Yankee. Final, runway 6, Burlington.
Good.
Alright, so I'm a little too fast. So,
Yep, you got one more notch of flaps if you want.
yeah, that's right. 75 is the speed, that's good.
Yeah, for right now, that's good. We're going to slow it down as we get a little closer. As you raise that nose up, it's going to get real slow.
Alright, so I want to put some power.
Okay.
And, yeah, a little bit of more power here.
There you go.
And then, dropping power. Well,
There you
I guess
go.
I'm kind of slow here, but... Yeah, a little slow. Here we go.
All right.
I was distracted at the end. This is really... I didn't see the speed dropping that fast.
That's what I call a short field landing, what we did there. We'll debrief once we pull off the
It's a,
yeah.
it's a nice euphemism.
Use your feet.
Oh, espèce de baltringue. Ouais. Oh, moi, j'ai trop mal à la tête là. Tu peux me déposer un truc comme ça?
Ouais, bien sûr.
Ah, j'ai trop mal à la tête, je vais mourir.
Okay. I think Simon has a bit of a headache,
Okay.
so he wanted to know if it's
Yeah, sure. Let's
lost
do
him
it.
off.
Yeah.
How far are we in our lesson today?
Oh, we've gone almost an hour, so if you want to go ahead and pull it back for the day, we totally can.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. All right, that's great. I'm happy to end on a good note, actually.
Yeah,
Sort of. I don't want to praise myself too much, but it was definitely a good session for me.
Oh, man, you earned that one.
All right.
If you want to keep it rolling, I'll grab this. We're good.
Okay. So
Yep.
rolling
Get
as
that land light on there. Yep, and we'll keep going.